Look at all this loot! DJ, none for you! Welcome back, I am Captain Xavier, and I am a shameless fan of getting free stuff. I'm also a fan of all things modular, and I am a fan of organizational items in general. So when I was asked to review this item by a company on Amazon, I said, sure, I'll take a look at it. And what this is advertised at is a car trunk organizer. And we'll get into that. But I, of course, wanted to see what applications would it have for organizing Nerf, since that is what I do, and I actually really like what I'm going to be able to use it for in that area. So it, as you can see, folds down very, very nice and small, which I like because you might not always be using it, and I like that it easily folds to either fit in your car or on a shelf or whatever you want, but it deploys, as it were, into a box. The sides have some sort of rigid material in them, or semi-rigid. I'm not sure what it is. Probably plastic. The bottom itself inherently is soft, but it does come with a semi-rigid floor that you put down in there to help it hold its shape. It has carry handles on the side, which actually have an extra covering over them, which is not really necessary, but definitely nice. It has a pair of pockets on either side. They do not, they're not terribly huge, but you could fit tools or magazines or weird ammo or whatever you wanted in those. They have them on either side. There are no pouches on the front or back, but it does come with a lid, which I also very much like. I like that it has a lid that velcros shut. It then has a pair of panels that you can put inside it. Now, normally, it just has two large strips of Velcro on either side that these connect to, and you can either make the outer bins larger, or if you switch it around, you can make it a little bit smaller. Now, the problem was it was not quite small enough for my intended purpose, which was to put magazines over here, and I wanted to put, tall ones, 25s or 22s or 18s, depending on what you're planning to run, but it was a little too loose for that, so I added a second strip of Velcro. I have some self-adhesive Velcro spools that will allow me to now resize those outer pouches down to exactly the size of a Nerf magazine. Now, I'm using 6 rounds because all of my 18-round magazines have already been moved to my new place, so come to grips with that. Hopefully that was not autofocusing too badly, which it probably was. But yeah, they fit in there quite nicely to be able to hold a whole bunch. Put one of those on either side. Now you'd have a boatload of storage for magazines, empty or full, and a large bin in the middle for your loose darts. Now it would be possible for darts to get under the bottom because it's not, there's no Velcro strip along the bottom, but because of that rigid plate, I don't think that would be too much of a problem, and the darts aren't going to weigh too much. And so you'd have an excellent bin that is foldable, collapsible, like the color, like the material. It's a good, fairly heavy nylon-looking material. The bias taping looks clean, and the foldability is a neat feature. These ones are, I think, approximately $25. I don't know if they gave me a coupon or not, but I looked at some of the other versions or options. If you look it up on Amazon, it'll show you a bunch of similar items, and some of them are more expensive, and some of them are less expensive, and some of them have more pouches, or are slightly bigger, or slightly smaller. They seem to range anywhere between $15 and $35, depending on which ones you get. But this one actually has all of the features that I really like. I like that it completely collapses. Not all of them did that. I like that it has a lid. Not all of them had that. I like that the bins are adjustable. Not all of them had that. So it does have a lot of neat features. And if you're looking for something that will really nicely hold a lot of high-capacity stick mags as well as an inordinate number of darts, this is actually a really good solution for that, in my opinion. So yeah, I will have the link to it down in the description, and you can take a look at it or any of the various other options that are out there. I wouldn't have thought to look for that particular keyword, you know, car trunk organizer, for something that would have this functionality. I have some, I think they're actually intended for either makeup or paint kits that have similar functionality, variability in bin size and all of that, but they are a little bit heavier and more rigid and would definitely cost a lot more. I found mine at Goodwill, so they were fairly cheap. Definitely they usually retail for a whole lot more than $25, so I like it. Let me know what you guys think, and if you end up picking up any different ones, let me know if there are ones that you think work out better. I didn't grab a bunch of different ones to compare and contrast them to, so this is just the one that I've tested, and I will definitely be adding it to my war loadout. This is what I will keep my my personal ammo that I plan to use, as well as extra magazines in, because it just really is beautifully convenient for that. Toss that in, there's all your magazines and darts taken care of, as well as possible, you know, tools, extra batteries that you could put in these pouches. So I really like it as a convenient battle box, and it's lightweight, not terribly heavy, and it folds up, which I like, because that makes it both modular and space saving and all of that. So yeah, I like it. I will have the link, I said, in the description below. Let me know what you guys think, if you pick up one, or if you pick up different ones, or if you have some other type of item that you use for this sort of thing, because I had some much smaller ones that I picked up at a Goodwill that unfortunately are a little too tall to fit in here, but they were also collapsible, and I got them for like $1 each, and I wish I had more of them. I think I ended up with 8. But this is an excellent solution for that particular thing. So, yeah, I like how it collapses. I don't know how long that self-adhesive is going to hold. I may end up having to reinforce it, tack it, rivet it, glue it, something, but hopefully I won't actually be disassembling it all that often. Yeah, it's already pulling off. But I probably won't end up disassembling it all that often once I actually start using it. Once I transfer my personal dart collection into it and fill it with magazines, it will probably then remain assembled for most of the time. But in the meantime, I can fold it up to make it easier for me to pack it and take it to my new place. So there you have it. Thank you so much for sending this, and thank you guys for watching. Mwah!